As cyclists, we're always looking for ways to be faster. Now, without doubt, the biggest factor is you, the rider. Although training hard and improving your fitness is highly rewarding, it does take time. I've decided to do an experiment to see how much speed you can actually buy. We're all led to believe that a fancy skin suit, an aero bike and some fancy wheels will make you faster, but how much faster will they actually make you? To test this, I'm going to do two 10-mile time trials back to back on the G1042 course just south of Dorking. The first will be done on an entry-level road bike with entry-level kit, and the second will be done on the most aerodynamic equipment I could get my hands on. The same sort of equipment that you would see a professional using in a time trial. For consistency, both the time trials will be ridden at an average power of 300 watts, and I'll aim to keep the normalised power very close to that as well. We'll be using a pedal-based power meter and a Garmin head unit. For our entry-level road bike, we've got this amazing B-Twin Tri-Band 300, which is incredible value. It's available for £199 right now on Decathlon's website, which for a complete road bike is brilliant. So, for our fastest bike possible, we've managed to get our hands on a Canyon Speedmax time trial bike, which is the same bike as used by Alex Dowsett and also the Movistar team. Now, this bike costs £6,599, but we've actually made some modifications to it to make it even faster. So the first one is this front wheel, which is a Head GT3 tri-spoke, the same wheel as used by Wiggins and Froome and several other riders, and it's widely regarded to be the fastest front wheel there is. And the rear wheel is a Vision Metron disc, which is the same wheel as used by Tony Martin, who's famous for being a very fast man. And the tyres on these are Continental Attack Force tubulars. The front one is 22mm wide for aerodynamics, and the rear one is slightly wider for added traction and is 24mm. We've also got this Elite Chrono bottle cage on the bike as well, which is designed to act as a fairing and improve the aerodynamics of the bike, because in a short time trial, like a 10-mile time trial, you're not really expected to drink anything. Another quite cool but subtle modification we've made is the jockey wheels, which is probably the ultimate marginal gain, as these are cycling ceramic jockey wheels and they cost £95 a set. But with their ceramic bearings, they're designed to minimise friction and make your drivetrain slightly more efficient. So when you ride your bike, it's estimated that usually about 80% of the drag created is from the rider and 20% is from the bike. So with that considered, it's really important what you wear if you want to go faster. Thinking about that, we've actually gone for a custom-made Endura skin suit that's been designed in collaboration with Simon Smart, that's got loads of really cool features on it to help you go faster and is regarded as one of the fastest skin suits available. The material used in this skin suit is actually faster through the air than skin, and that's been proven in wind tunnel tests. But it doesn't come cheap, with a skin suit like this typically costing around £300 to £350. Now, before we get on to the results, we are aware that this is just a sample size of one, and we've only done this experiment one time. So it's not the most accurate in the world, but it does give you a really good idea of what's possible if you adopt all the kit that a time trialist would use. And I'd also like to be able to test things like just changing the wheels in isolation or just using a skin suit and see what difference that makes. But it's also an interesting experiment to see what difference everything makes when you combine all the possible gains you can make together. So we have the results. And first, for consistency, I'll tell you the power that I averaged. So on the B-twin, I actually averaged 298 watts over 10 miles, and the normalized power was 304 watts. So that means it's fairly consistent, and the average speed was 37 kilometers per hour. On the Canyon, I averaged 297 watts, and the normalized power was 301 watts, and an average speed of 43.5. So the power between both bikes was fairly consistent and as close as you'll probably get. Regarding the times, the B-twin did it in a respectable 25 minutes 50 seconds, and the Canyon did it in 22 minutes 11. So unsurprisingly, this setup was a lot faster and was 3 minutes 39 seconds faster in total. But that's not to say that the B-twin is a bad bike. When you put it in perspective, this bike only costs £200, and that's pretty incredible because it's a perfectly good bike. The other thing about the B-twin is that for about £400 all in, with the clothing that I was wearing and the helmet, you can instantly start riding. Whereas the setup we had here cost around £11,000. So we can express that 3 minutes 39 seconds as £50 for every second saved. So the most important thing is that go out and enjoy cycling, and if you want to go fast and you want to spend money, then you can. But if you just want to go out and ride a bike and enjoy yourself and get fit, then you can do it affordably with a bike like this. So everyone wins.